You're listening to Big World Network.
Amazing Grace, Episode 12. Written by James Hellvig, read by Meagan Hedin. Humming happily, Mother Steele putters about the kitchen, putting away utensils and straightening up after the evening meal. Such a splendid child. It was nice to entertain friends again. Satisfied with her efforts, she turns to the task of making herself tea. As she sets the pot to boil, her cell phone rings. She answers with one hand while rummaging in a cabinet for a bag of Earl Grey. On the line, a strong male voice says, "Hello, is this the Church of St. Boniface?" Focusing more intently on the call, Mother Steele frowns. "Yes. May I ask how you got this number?" The man chuckles softly, answering, "I apologize. My name is Jose Ortega, and Andres referred me to you. He spoke very highly of the work you're doing in the community. I would like to make a donation, but if this is a bad time..." Relaxing, Mother Steele smiles and replies warmly, No, we are delighted that you thought of us. What can I do for you, Mr. Ortega?" "I have a small storage business near the waterfront. Unfortunately, I have no real staff and cannot leave for long periods of time. Would it be possible to schedule a meeting with me here?" Mentally reviewing her schedule, Mother Steele writes down the address and they agree to meet in the late afternoon on the following day. Tammy was right. Getting business sponsorship is catching on. Content, she sips her tea, scribbling notes in a well-worn day planner. Walking her family to the departure gate, Tammy laughs at the animated conversation between Dale and Anna. "You're too young for a boyfriend," Dale says solemnly. Rolling her eyes, Anna retorts haughtily, "He's a friend, Uncle Dale." "Is he a boy?" Dale asks. Another eye roll, accompanied by a scowl from Anna. "Then he's a boyfriend," Dale finishes, grinning. Stomping her foot and stopping the trio of adults, Anna exclaims, "Mom!" Still chuckling, Tammy replies, "Don't make me separate you two." Taking Anna's hand and steering the group to the side of the security checkpoint, she continues, "You can finish this argument on the plane." Winking at Anna, she whispers loudly, "Where he can't get away." Grinning, Anna good-naturedly headbutts her uncle's chest. She giggles when he rubs the spot. "You get that hard head from her," Dale says, pointing at Tammy. Kat smiles and nods in agreement. Looking at her watch and sighing wistfully, she says, "It's time. If we drag this out much longer, we'll miss our flight." Tightly hugging each of them, Tammy kneels in front of Anna. They cling to each other, savoring the feeling. "I'm gonna miss them so much." Looking up at Dale and Kat, she says, "Thank you so much for this." Kissing Anna's cheek and forehead, she tells her, "I love you so much." "Me too, Mom." Gruffly, Dale interjects, "Come on already. There's a security weenie with his eye on Kat, probably just itching to pat her down." Swatting his arm, Kat replies, "That'll be the day. Don't be giving them any ideas, you troublemaker." Standing, Tammy shakes her head, enjoying the familiar levity. Too quickly, they move to the head of the station and say their goodbyes. Tammy watches until they're out of sight. The man acknowledges her presence from behind the desk, motioning her to a seat while speaking into a phone. "That's right. Sí. In the container. Gracias." Hanging up the phone, he smiles at her, saying, "Mother Steele, thank you for coming." Extending his hand, he squeezes hers with a slight shake. "Thank you, Mr. Ortega. It really is my pleasure. What can I—" The door opens, interrupting them, and a well-dressed man enters. His right hand is heavily bandaged. In a deep baritone, he asks, "Mother Steele?" Puzzled, she pivots in her seat, replying, "Yes, and you are?" "Pissed," the man hisses. The punch catches her just below the temple, knocking her to the floor. Dazed, bright sparks of light mingle with spots of darkness in her vision. She barely registers the cloth reeking of chemicals being clamped to her face. Shaking his stinging left hand from striking the nun, Hector snaps at Raphael while locking the door and flipping the close sign. "Hurry up with that shit! We need to get this old bag in the van now!" Stuffing the rag into his pocket and pulling thick cable ties from a drawer, Raphael sneers, "If you didn't hit like a puta, I wouldn't have to do all the work." Glaring at each other, they grab the unconscious nun and drag her roughly to the back, dumping her into the waiting cargo van. Turning onto the church's street, Tammy sees multicolored emergency beacons reflecting off the surrounding buildings in the early evening dusk. Frowning, she pulls her cell from her pocket, mentally cursing herself for forgetting it was silenced. There are 3 missed calls, 1 from Mac and 2 from Father Bernard. Her heart rate accelerating, she stops her vehicle as close to the front entrance as possible, hurrying up the stairs to the main entrance. Racing down the hall toward the crowd of people clustered around the main office, she pushes through the doorway. The grim gaze of Captain Reynolds counters the sickened look on Father Bernard's face. "What is it? What's going on?" Tammy demands breathlessly. Mac passes her, closing the door before answering. "There's been a kidnapping and an assault." "Anna!" "Calm down. It can't be. Not with Dale and Kat. Unless... Shit!" Heart hammering, Tammy grits her teeth to keep from screaming at them. She asks, "Who, damn it? And why?" Voice steady, Father Bernard replies, "We're not sure why just yet. As to who..." He takes a shaky breath, pushing a small cardboard box across the table. Inside, a severed, bloody pinky finger lies on a bed of cotton. A bright yellow post-it note says simply, "Verify it. We'll be in touch." Finishing for the priest, Max says darkly, "It's Mother Steele."
This has been a presentation of Big World Network. Visit us on BigWorldNetwork.com for more free weekly series, or follow us on Facebook and Twitter. Thanks for listening.
You're listening to Big World Network.